Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we are looking at this iPhone. I say iPhone on its own because I'm not sure exactly what model it is. All I can go off of, for the most part, is I can see that it's got 3 cameras. So, it's a Pro model. Now, just by the feel of it, you can see the edges too. It has this certain feel that, to me, screams that it is an iPhone 15 series. I don't know if we can prove that true because if I hold down the power button, let me see if I can show you here. Yeah, it's not showing all that well, but if I can just move the phone like that, you can see the screen is just straight up green. We're just diagnosing at this point, but I'm going to be getting the screen out. I'm pretty sure even with the 15 Pro, the back does not come off. It is the screen that comes off instead. So we'll see what's going on with that. Here we go. I got it heated up already, and I got the pentaloop screws already out. So it's just a matter of using your suction cup to pull that screen up. So these are pretty tough to get up. So I tend to use some isopropyl alcohol. This is 99%. Just pumping it until it starts to get a little bit of a gap. Happens relatively fast. I've heated this up, but I feel it already cooling down, so I might have to put it back onto the heat pad. It's starting to come. There we are, that's one side. Should be able to get in through the other side. Now, because the screen is already, I'm pretty darn sure it's damaged. It's not like I gotta be too careful with this screen. It's coming out really easily anyways. There we go, finally. Got it out. That's quite the set they got going in there. All one plate, which is interesting. Got 6 screws by the looks of it. You got these 3 here, and then you got these 2, and then the third one sneakily up at the top there. So what I'm wondering about is it a screen issue on its own, or is there something deeper? I mean, I guess I could just plug the phone into the computer. Oh, there's a 7th sneaky screw. Oh, I even mentioned it earlier and I didn't see it. Oh gosh, I'm being silly. It is also hooked right here. There's a little hook. Okay. I'm going to disconnect the battery immediately. And it looks like it's right here. And the sensors for the face cam. So as I said before, this is an aftermarket. Inexpensive, which makes it easy to use for testing. Many people like to have them simply because they are cheaper. But they have a tendency to, at least I've experienced it with like the 14s, the 13s, the 12s, they have a tendency to be a little bit on the pink side. The whites look a little bit pink. I don't know why. There you go. It's a screen issue. Now I don't know if there's anything else wrong with this phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some juice into this. I'm going to use a lightning cable before I use a USB-C cable. Oops. Get some juice in, and then I'm going to plug into the computer after it's running and see whether there is any other weird issues with this phone. Well, it turned on pretty quick, and as you can clearly see, the screen is on and it's working. I'm quite happy with that. The phone is a little bit on the warm side right now, just from charging. I hope that doesn't indicate a problem with the battery. No, it's not the battery. Battery is just like not even lukewarm. I think it's the motherboard. The motherboard's quite warm. Whatever. We see it's working fine. I'm gonna go and plug it in and just check to see if there's any issues with panic logs. But at this point, I think it just is a screen issue. Well, this is unfortunate. That phone is absolutely stuffed full of panic logs. What do I see over and over again? NAND. NAND issue over and over and over again. Proximity sensor. Well, of course, proximity sensor or NAND. Oh, you know what? That error is going to go away, I bet, if I go and plug in the proximity sensor. There we go. See that? No panic logs found. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, but I'm pretty sure that there's not going to be any panic logs. It looks like there is nothing else wrong with this phone. Well, since we got that issue with the screen here identified, I spoke with the customer about this, and he said, go ahead. Everything seems to be good with it, so replace the screen. once again. I deal with him a lot. He usually asks for cheaper screens. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with a cheaper screen if you're okay with the color difference. And it's not perfect. But the problem that I have here is that I cannot transfer the information over from the old screen to the new screen for True Tone. So I can't do anything about that. It won't have adaptive brightness because of that. I think that's at least part of it. So I got to move this part over here, over there. And that's about all I got to do here. Is it? Oh, okay. It's not a TriStar. This is just standard Phillips 000, PH 000 screw. Okay. Let's get those out. Now the easiest way to get this little guy out of here, I find the easiest way, if the screen is like completely borked, as this one is, the easiest way is to heat up the back. Just heat up that spot there and peel it off. You don't want it like scaldingly hot. Hot to the touch is good. That's honestly probably enough. I have also in the past used alcohol to help this along, and I probably will do the same right now. This glue that they use here is extremely sticky. Okay, I gotta heat this back up. This sensor right here is glued in place. So because of that, you gotta heat this up so you don't want to damage that sensor. Once again, I'm not overheating this. I'm just hot to the touch. It feels like it's gotten there. And you just use some tweezers to get underneath there. You're just trying to find a gap and then lever it up. I think that's it. We got it. We got it? Huh, there we go. It's just that easy. Sometimes I really struggle to get that little sensor out, but this time around, not so much. Start off with the sensor. Come on. That can go in place quite cozy there. And then you put this little guy pushed down. Oh, there's something I forgot to do here. It's not the biggest deal in the world. I think I've done it once where I forgot to take this backing off. But yeah, it just doesn't look good. And I'm worried that it might just provide just that amount of extra thickness that could cause problems. So I always remove that little piece of plastic backing. Oh, and before we close this up, before we do that, I gotta go and put the shields back in place. I forgot to push the battery back in place. Okay, I'm alright. I was able to get to it. There we have it. Start off with the top burst. Oh. Now because of all my fiddling, I've bent one of the snaps. This little clip right here. So this phone it wouldn't have gone back together unless I got that straightened out. And you can see there is a slight but noticeable bulge by about maybe a millimeter and a half sticking out. And that is simply from it being an aftermarket screen. I don't remember. I think this one might use an LED screen. But yeah, when you use aftermarket screens, you get some oddities. I gotta put that back in. Shoot. Ah, that's annoying. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the seal. So that came from the screen itself. It was the little clasp that went across the back of that sensor. So hopefully I can manage this. Yeah, that's okay. Let's get some tweezers in there. Let's get this back in place. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot to do this. Now we have everything back in place. Now before, this is something I really should have done. After I put everything back into place and all the shields, I always like to turn it on first and make sure that everything is still happy. And it is. Very good. Final stages. Let's get those pentalobe screws in. There we have it. And there is another phone done and dusted. It's an incredible shape. I would usually give this a bit of a spruce up, but there's just about no fingerprints on this. There was just a little bit of fingerprints on the back lenses. Now I've got a little bit of fingerprints on the screen, but still, it's an amazing shape. So if you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video.